And of course, a very important part of self-love and self-knowledge is the spiritual part. And I'm not talking about beliefs. I'm not talking about faith. That can all come fine with me. But in my life was definitely a knowledge I was born with, that I knew that there is this something which I call the spirit that lives in everything. So the spirit itself is energy. And now we finally started to talk about this every level, biological, quantum physical, and who knows what kind of levels can participate in this, conversation about the spirit and the concept of everything is energy. But if you know that with everything happened in your life, like in my case, abuse is tremendous pain, tremendous suffering. And then you have your personalities, like what I said in part one. You still can have a peace with it in a way, because you know that you are energy, you are spirit, and everything has its reason. And I know this because I had this experience, which I mentioned in my website shortly, when I had a state of being where my breath stops for 30 to 40 minutes. And that experience completely showed me some of the realities of the spirit. First of all, that the body won't die just by not breathing, because there are so many ways of consciousness that Indian culture called it all kinds of ways, different samadhis, which they by meditation reach. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, but we just so quickly say that, oh, this is not true. But maybe because I don't know about it yet, or maybe because something feels in me that that can be true, and that's right, because your gut feeling never actually fail you. But back to the spirit, for me, it is a knowledge. It was when I was a kid, and I got an amazing confirmation when I was an adult through my spiritual awakening. So I do know that this spirit, this energy lives in everything. This is not a question for me, and I don't have a religion. I don't go to any temples, even if I went through 4 religions to understand what they're talking about. They all talk about the mystery of life. They all talk about miracles. They all have one specific person who they chose to worship as an example we should follow. They basically do the same thing, except one, that they don't empower you. Some ancient tradition does still empower you when you read the ancient scriptures, mostly from the East, or very, very ancient traditions of Europe, which really just European people can dig deep into the libraries and in their own language and find those books, because those books weren't even translated. That knowledge is available, and also as a living experience lives in me and other people too. So my talks in general is gonna be based on a non-religious but truly experiential knowledge that we are energy. And this is a truly part of my self-love, because I know that there is a greater power breathing in me and everybody, basically, that is living life. This is my great understanding of love as just a normal way of existing. The natural way of life is basically love, not the romantic love we experience, that kind of an unconditional love that we're all searching for. And if we go to the very end of this spiritual self-love, we wouldn't say I love, we would say I am love, which is the deepest understanding of what this energy is. What I mean with life is energy and energy is love is basically showing up as kindness. Because if you think about it, we have so many different types of color of people, genders, cultures, all kinds of differences we can, build up and have a long conversation about which idea is better than the other, which I don't believe in these conversations actually. What I do believe in is that you can show me if you're kind in a situation that needs kindness. Can you do it? So kindness is love for me. And kindness only can be true when you feel it's true. It can be faked, you see, because you feel it, it's not true. Because we all have the gut feeling also. If you turn off all our differences, sanity stays, simplicity stays with us. And it will show you if you're a kind person or not. End of story. And that's how I also check myself. When I'm having thoughts that are trying to hurt me because of the misconceptions back in the days, I just stop and ask myself, hey girl, are you kind to yourself? Are you still listening to these thoughts as they were true? So that's where kindness starts. And then as you develop a great relationship to yourself, you actually learn how to be kind more and more often in the world. Self-love that based on the spirit, that everything is energy, and we all will understand our own version of that and how we reach it, and it's all welcomed. But if in the end you are not kind and you start arguing about religion or arguing about what culture is better, then I'm not interested, because that is not kindness. That is very strong opinionated about something that you can't change. And of course, I'm not talking about intellectual conversations when people actually enjoy changing ideas, but without pushing their ideas on each other, right? That can be a very light and great, evolving conversation, because everybody knows its own truth. That's also what I believe in love, that we don't have the truth in ourselves, the whole truth, right? We have part of the truth, and if we are in good company, we can actually extend and expand our being into a wider view of looking at things. You can feel expanded, and then you can know more about the truth by other people sharing their ideas. But it should happen in a very flowy, kind, good vibe way. Yeah. So when everything starts to get weird, just think about it. Are you kind to yourself, or were they kind to you? I think that's all, first and foremost, about self-love.